We're building a tiny house here in the woods of Vermont. This is what it currently looks like, and we have 5 days to finish this thing.
We have some of the siding on, we have the roof supports done, we are ready to make a ton of progress here. There's so much that needs to be done over these next 5 days.
And you might be wondering, why do we only have 5 days to finish this thing? We are heading back to Panama in 5 days. We want to have this tiny house at a place where we feel comfortable leaving it for the next 6 months. Ideally, this thing would be completely insulated in the next 5 days, but we'll see where we get. Sweetie, you've gotten higher than this.
I still have a fear of heights.
And on much more dangerous circumstances, on slippery metal beams in the middle of a rainstorm.
And with less access to medical care, that's for sure.
And less access to solid medical care. So Jord is just finishing putting the strapping up on the roof. This is basically what the roof is going to be nailed into once we get the panels up.
And now that this strapping is done, we are going to move on to sheathing this part of the roof right here with solid 1x12s.
We still need to do this sheathing part. We're gonna have to cut those to a little bit of a different size because it's the end piece. But man, I got my workout in this morning. It is no joke. Using a hammer and nail to build a house. I mean, that is strictly what we've used for this entire build, which is crazy. We haven't used a nail gun once. But there is definitely something just so satisfying about the process. I mean, this is how they did it back in the day.
We don't have any windows on this side. No windows, no doors. I'm just gonna be laying down these pre-cut pieces of 1x12. Should be pretty simple. And once this wall is closed in, this thing's really gonna start feeling like a home inside.
There was frost on the wood today. Crazy.
That's winter time. Go.
All right, the back side is done. Now we're moving on to probably the trickiest side of them all, and that's this front side. I need to put up siding for a rounded door, like an arched door. This is definitely gonna be pretty dang tricky. So my plan's just to get the pieces up here and they're not gonna be cut just right, because I feel like cutting them down on the ground is gonna set me up for disaster. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna nail them into place, and then I'm gonna take the trim piece of the door, hold it into place, mark where the trim is gonna go, and then cut the siding so it's perfect. That's the idea anyway. I would like to introduce you guys to my new favorite tool.
What is it called, honey?
Sawzall?
A sawzall?
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 It's either Sawzall or Sawza, I don't know.
Sawzall.
There's no reason to have one of these in Panama.
There's no reason.
What would you use it for?
Yeah, because it's only for wood, huh?
Yeah.
Imagine if they made it for metal. That'd be pretty badass.
I could probably get a metal blade, but I don't know if it would be worth it. Oh, my back. Oh.
A little messy.
No. Oh.
Gonna need a good shower after this one, honey.
It hurt my back so bad. Dude, I need to give me one of these.
Oh, I was afraid I was gonna happen, honey. Oh my god.
Can you hand me the Sawzall?
The sawzall?
The Sawzall? I don't know what it is, dude.
You guys are gonna have to let us know
I called
in
it
the
a
comments.
Sawzall when Trent was here and he laughed at me, so I don't think it's Sawzall. And I've been too insecure to call it anything else.
We might have to Google it.
I'm just gonna call it the Sawzall.
The sawzall.
Hey! Ah!
Dang, honey, look at that arch.
I'm not done. I gotta trim it a little bit more. Not too bad of a day. Cold one for sure. But if it's not raining, I'm a happy boy. That's for sure. And it looks like the last few days here are gonna be beautiful. So the weather's on my side. I just gotta get this thing done. I just gotta lock in. I got trim to do. I got a roof to put on, door to put in, windows. There's still a lot to do, that's for sure. You can tell I'm leaving the word insulation out of this. What promises that I'm making to you guys, because at this stage, I don't think there's a chance in heck we're insulating this thing before we go. Sadie, do you want to come see your dance floor? Should we put on some music and you can dance in here? What do you think? You can be my little ballerina?
I think you need to paint a unicorn. A pink one, because it's my favorite color.
You need me to paint a unicorn or pink because it's your favorite color?
Yeah, just
Oh,
a
right.
unicorn. How about a pink? You forgot to put a pink, big pink hot stickers on there.
I'm sorry.
But you can do it later.
Is it good enough for you to dance in?
I'm gonna need to put my slippers on.
We didn't nail these pieces of plywood down all the way because we were just so excited to have a floor. And then it rained a little bit and now the floor is like wanting to warp. So we gotta hurry and nail all these down while they're still wet. So when it dries, it's gonna be straight or else our floor is gonna be like, well, we're doing hardwood floors anyway in here, but I would just rather have our subfloor be nice.
It's crazy what just a little bit of trim will do to a little house, little tiny house.
Sweetie, this isn't called trim.
It's called fascia. We learned a new term today.
I think it's fascia.
Fascia. I mean, it's basically a trim piece, but they are fat pieces of wood. But man, it's looking so good. And someone just left us a comment on our Instagram. Regretless actually, shout out to you if you're watching this, another fellow YouTube friend. She said with the arch door, it kind of looks like a little fairy house. And she's so right. I didn't even think of that. Like, there's such a charm to an arch door, especially tucked in this little wilderness forest of Vermont. I cannot wait to get this thing done. You got it, right? Do not let go, honey, because it could really hurt me.
Is that as high as you can go? Oh, the nail missed. Oh no. Okay. Okay, we're close. Go up a little bit. Oh. Ah!
Okay, do you want to do a few down here?
That's some good fascia. You want to know how you know if something's secure?
How?
You gotta go like this. Be like, oh yeah, that thing's not going anywhere.
We give it a little wiggle.
Yeah, and then but you have to say, oh, that's not going anywhere.
I feel like this is even heavier than, I don't know how I'm gonna lift this, honey.
Whose idea was this?
What? These
Yeah, I was like, let's just take the biggest pieces and put them up top. It looks cool, don't
I
get me
mean,
wrong.
it must help with the strength.
Can you lift up, when you lift up as much as you can, and then let me know when you're there.
I'm there. Oh. It's in, right?
Woo! Ah!
Are you ready?
Let's go. The fascia.
Fascia.
Fascia? Are you sure?
I think that's what they call it, like the muscular fascia, so I'm assuming it's the same.
Fascia? The fascia is all done. Now I just have to trim off the excess. Oh.
Honey, it's snowing right now. Sweetie! Is it actually below freezing right now?
How are we gonna cut this?
Honey, who cares? It's snowing!
I love you, honey.
I definitely didn't think that we were gonna see snow before we left. But that would actually be really sweet if we had a little snowstorm before we left.
Knocks on the door. Say knock, knock.
That's your
Who's
door? Uh-oh. Try again.
One more piece. This is called the shadow, I guess. I'm just following the plans that came with this thing. And it kind of goes on the fascia, on the furniture. I don't know if you guys can see this right now, but these are snowflakes. That means it's below freezing, or at least pretty close to it, and we're feeling it. We can't stay here much longer. We're gonna have to get out of here, because up here in Stowe, the weather is brutal. Tons of snow, tons of cold. You can't be living in an RV up here. We know, we tried to do it one year and we had to get out of here in January. The clock's ticking, that's for sure. I think we only have a couple days left, and I'm gonna do everything that I can to get this tiny house buttoned up on the outside at least. The good news is we're on to a fun part. We're putting on the trim, the window trim. I already got the first window done right here, and we got 1, 2, 3 more windows left to go.
It's snowing, you guys! Oh my goodness. I definitely did not expect us to see snow. I mean, it's not even Halloween yet, but I'm not complaining. It's not amounting to anything. I think it's just gonna be a little bit of a snow flurry, but definitely bringing a little bit of a different vibe up here, that's for sure.
Dad, it's snowing out today.
What is that, Bubby?
It's snowing out today.
Do you like the snow?
Yeah.
It's a little cold, isn't it?
Yeah, we can eat the snow.
You can eat the snow.
Do you like her makeup? She did her makeup with me.
Your makeup's beautiful, honey. I'm moving over to work on the door trim right now. I just put in these 1x6s here that's gonna receive the arch door. And now there's gonna be trim that goes all the way around. And I feel like this is like the make it or break it part. Like if this rounded door looks good, whoa, I'm gonna get myself a new tripod too. If this looks good, then I feel like this whole thing's gonna look good. This is like the last tricky part. And I'm sorry, I have to keep you guys over there because that's the only spot where it's dry right now because all this snow is just coming through and it's getting everything soaked. Woo! Let's go, baby. Take a look at this, you guys. We got an arched door, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Wow, that was one of the hardest days that I've ever worked. This snow is coming right now. It is freezing out. Everything is wet because it's like a snowy rain. My tools are everywhere. They're getting soaked. This camera's getting soaked. But we got everything done today that we wanted to. One day left. One day left to finish this thing up. We don't have windows. We don't have a door. We don't have a roof. We don't have batten. You guys think we got what it takes to get it done? It's got to be an early one tomorrow. It's got to be like a 6 a.m. start or something like that.
Something that I recently recognized about myself is how sensitive I can be to change in routine, change in diet, change to stimulation and kind of the things that are going on in our external world. Just a sensitive kind of gal. And a lot of times it can show up in anxiety, fatigue, gut issues, sensitivity to certain foods. And the first couple weeks we came up to Vermont and I was like totally out of my routine, I caught myself and I was like, all right, Kaylee, like let's get back to the basics. And that's something I feel like a lot of people feel overwhelmed by nowadays, is all of the different health fads and diets and things to do, cold plunges, different exercises. But one thing that I always come back to and always works for me, and is just a great starting point, is to just eat whole foods. And what I mean by whole foods, vegetables, animal protein, some dairy, and something that I've been incorporating every single day recently, and has been such a nice little kind of pick me up in the middle of the day. It helps me reach all of my protein goals for the day, has been Equip's Prime Protein. There's so many protein powders out there on the market, but this one, you guys, it is different. And the reason why is there's 4 ingredients. When I look at an ingredients list, this is exactly what I want to see. 4 ounces of grass-fed beef, natural vanilla, stevia extract, coconut cream powder. That's it. Nothing else. Super simple. I've recently been hooked on the vanilla flavor. I mix it with a little bit of wild blueberries, bananas, almond milk, and some almond butter. So dang good. Prime Protein is an all-natural grass-fed beef protein that provides the nutrition of 4 ounces of beef, or 20 grams of protein in each scoop. It doesn't ruin your gut or cause inflammation like your typical whey or casein-based proteins do, which makes a huge difference in my day-to-day gut health and overall well-being. Prime Protein has been an absolute game changer in my daily routine. If any of you guys out there are looking for a new clean protein powder, or you're looking to increase your protein throughout the day but want to do it in a very convenient way, I cannot recommend Prime Protein enough. They have an amazing discount for you guys too, that if you click the link down below, use the code Nomadic, you will get 20% off your first order. Or even better, if you combine it with a subscription, you will get 35% off your subscription.
Dude, we got some accumulation. There's like 4 inches up here. Look at this.
Oh no! We just left to go have dinner with our friends Sarah and TJ, and we were gone for maybe 2.5, 3 hours, and we just got like 4 inches of snow. We didn't even put our awning back when we left because we didn't think it was gonna actually accumulate to anything. And it is just covered in snow.
Silent night, I only have one wish for that shooting star. Holy night, send me someone to love so I can hold their hand while we're ice skating around the trees in Central Park. Kiss them under the mistletoe. Oh, I want a Christmas kind of
This one's for you, Trent. I was desperate. Just like you were. When you're desperate, you end up looking like one of Santa's helpers.
It's gonna be a nippy one today.
What are you turning to a Brit? 23 degrees out right now. We're layering up. Of course, our last day has to be the hardest, so I wouldn't want to go it any other way.
I wouldn't want our last day to be any other way. It's a straight up winter wonderland right now. Jordan and I actually had to run to Tractor Supply last night to get winter gear because we had nothing. We were not planning for this. We haven't spent a winter up in Stowe in really 2 years.
Sadie just woke up, so Kaylee ran inside. It looks like I'm going to be installing this roof solo, at least for a few hours. Things are stacked against us, you guys. But I'm trying to get everything I got. It's 7:30. The sun's just rising. I have to get this roof on. I have to get this thing closed in. And in times like this, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, there's no better thing to do than to just start.
What do you think?
It's on my ballerinas.
It's on, yeah, it's on the tiny house.
Yeah, the snow
The snow.
on the
On the platform.
No, on the ballerina.
The dance floor.
Yeah.
It is on the dance floor.
And it's on the chairs.
And on the chairs. I know, it got everywhere.
And it's up there under.
On those trees and on the ladder.
an and on there.
Oh, I know, it's up on the roof, on the awning.
Yeah, but how we get out of there?
Building in the snow is so hard,
Aren't you happy we don't have to do this, honey?
especially a roof. Well, no, I do have to do it. I'm doing it right now.
True. But I mean, like, full time, like we're gonna
I
build a
don't think
house.
people build in the winter. I think when it turns to winter, you stop doing this kind of stuff.
So we need to help Daddy take all the snow off of this wood anyway. So I think we use all of this snow here.
I got the carrot.
You got the carrot? Perfect. This is so beautiful right now. I
It's
know
very challenging for me.
I
I'm
know.
on the verge of like dying all the time.
I was just gonna say, I know it's a different experience for you right now. What do you think?
We ain't got my gloves off. What?
How you doing up there, sweetie?
This is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's so slippery. Everything's covered in ice.
At least you have a built-in ladder, though.
Yeah, that's covered in ice.
Absolutely, honey. We gotta get a couple sticks for our snowman, okay?
But I can't find one.
All right, I'll come help you.
Right here, Mom. Right here, Mom.
Are you ready? So put one stick in here. So first, I think we have to make a hole. So maybe it's perfect. What do you think?
What do you do?
The eyes.
Sweetie, could you pass me the red drill?
Yep. Where is it?
Right there. I can't even tell you how challenging this is right now. I got the flashing done on one side and I got that upper siding done too. You see right there. I know the flashing's still sticking out. I gotta trim that. I'm planning on doing like all of the trimming at the end just for the sake of time. Like when we get out of here, if I have to leave some things overhanging, I'm fine with it. Just as long as everything inside gets dry. And just as long as snow doesn't keep, and rain doesn't keep just pouring in there. Because that's gonna be a nightmare. But now I gotta get over to this side, get the flashing up, and start getting that upper siding up there too.
Jord is definitely making headway. We have this panel all done over here, and now he's starting to work on the top part. But man, it has been so challenging for him. It's just been so icy, and it's impossible to get every single piece of snow off of this thing with how much was caked on there this morning. Fingers crossed we get this thing at least get the roof on. We really want to be able to finish this thing up, get the door on as well too, and the windows. Just got to take it one step at a time, one step at a time. One thing a lot of you guys might not know about Jordan is he is deathly afraid of heights. Even though he has done so many things, been on so many roofs, and has done so many different things on roofs. He's welded, he's siliconed, he's sanded. I think he's done basically everything high up. But this is a whole nother level because we have ice involved. This is definitely something we have never dealt with before. So, totally different ball game.
Try it.
Let me try. It's pretty good.
Very tasty.
Very tasty.
Yeah, like a sweet treat.
Like a sweet treat, almost like an ice cream, huh? With just a few of these roof panels up, it's crazy how different it already feels in here. You kind of can get a good feel. Good thing I wasn't under you, honey. You can kind of get a little bit of a different feel of how this is gonna feel once it's all closed in. And I know this has been really, really challenging for Jord, but at least we have one very happy little Sadie. You crazy girl. I honestly, wow, you crazy living in a little soda fight. Jordan and I have also been talking about potentially staying in Panama for Christmas this year just because we're here right now and Christmas is only a couple months away. And we're gonna see everybody at our wedding in less than 6 months down in Panama. So I was kind of bummed that Sadie wasn't gonna be able to see snow this year, but it worked out so perfectly. She's been having so much fun and I'm just so happy that we can make these memories because we definitely wouldn't be seeing snow probably until at least next year again. I do have to say, you do look pretty epic up there right now.
Would it be epic if I fell?
No, you're not gonna fall, sweetie.
I've almost fallen many times.
Steadfast, honey, steadfast.
I haven't been able to film too much of this, you guys, because I have been hustling my butt off. But good news, we got 3 roofs done. There's 4 roofs on this whole thing. We got one here, We got the other side over there done. All this roof here, baby, is all done. We just got the one up top. Before I get started, I gotta trim all this flashing finally. So I'm gonna get the angle grinder out, my favorite tool, and I'm gonna trim up all this flashing really nice. That's all I got. I'm cooked, you guys. It wasn't enough. We have this window that's not done, a window on the front, the door, and a big section of the roof. We were supposed to be leaving first thing tomorrow, but I'm gonna have to keep going early tomorrow morning. Like, we're gonna get a ton of snow. I can't leave it like this. God, this took so much longer than I thought. I think tomorrow's gonna be more of like a get it into a state where we can leave it, and I feel like I just gotta get up super early and it's gonna be freaking freezing. Working out here at like, I don't know what time I'm gonna set my alarm for, as early as possible. Well, I had no time to even film today. I just had to attack it. I had to get this thing closed in because we had 4 hours to get the roof on, get all the siding done. It's not done, but it's functional. Like, the roof is all on. All the seams that were big have a piece of batten on them, but not all of them like fit just right. It was really like a scramble to just get this thing closed in so we don't end up with a foot of snow inside of there. But we did it. We got it to a point where we could leave it. Do I wish we were able to get more done? Of course. I would love this thing to be battened up and ready to go. But I will tell you guys one thing that I'm super excited about. We got the door up, baby. Look at this door. Woo! We're gonna have to put in a handle, but we don't have time. We're heading out of here right now. We literally have to take the truck and hook up the Airstream right now, because now we're on a long journey back to Panama. We're going from the freezing cold of 20-degree weather back to Panama, and we're gonna go back there and build our dream house. And I'm so freaking excited. But that's the end of this one. That's the end of this little mini series of us building this tiny home here in Vermont. We're out of here. We love you guys.
We'll see you guys in Panama.
See you next time.